Yo, let's see. Shout out Fox Yoga for oh shit, let's go. Oh, that's all right. Let's just do it. Whatever. It feels much better. It feels like a proper start to December. Yo, we got a good one coming up today. Shout out Fox Yoga for holding down the pre-whip. Shout out Dragonade for coming in late but holding it down as he always does. We work around the audio problems eventually. Big shout out to Juxton for cross-streaming into Frankie's Tavern, which I believe has its 5-year anniversary that just happens to coincide with next WIP. So next WIP, we're actually going into Substrata with dude whose name I can't recall from the main account. We're getting like a proper dive into the alpha going on over at Substrata next week, I believe. But we're gonna have to kick things off in Frankie's Tavern for the pre-whip at the very least. So we're gonna come through Juxton, whether the bar is dusty or not. But 5 years, we're gonna come through. At least for the pre-whip. So come out for that next week, December 11th. December 18th is going to be our big holiday bash and our last thing for the year. And so calling all builders and anyone who wants to contribute some shit to that one, we put that week aside for ridiculous games and prizes and stupid shit. Sort of like we did last 2 weeks ago for Whipsgiving, but a holiday version. If you've seen our shit in the past, we tend to blow it out towards the end of the year. So we're gonna put up a lot of shit, come out and get it, and let's see what else. Oh, and then I just found out right before I was coming in here, we're gonna kick off 2026 with Una on January 8th. So we'll be off for a couple weeks, but we're gonna come in weird. If you were here last time, Una came through. We all turned into eggs and drove through her vagina in the WIP Art Gallery. So don't miss that when we come out and kick off 2026. So a lot of dope shit lined up. If you're in the WIP parcel, you probably want to mute it because I added really loud, obnoxious Babachi Christmas music. So if that's what you're hearing, mute your Hyperfi tab. And honestly, you're going to want to make your way over to the art gallery, but I made everyone, have to come through the Grizzlefest cabin and grab a mug, and you can turn into a snowman if you want, grab a vehicle, but all of MrRichi's art is hanging in the art gallery. And this is sort of funny because I met MrRichi, and I can confirm that he exists. But this is the second time his wife has hopped on the whip and is like, listen, I'm not going to let this dude talk because she speaks very well about the art that we're going to learn about today. And if you've come through here in the past, we had MrRichi on, I want to say like 6 months ago or something like that. And the shit is dope. So I think you're going to like what's going on today. So it's going to be a nice tight whip. If you have a question during today's event, ping show in the chat box. We're in the general channel here at the Discord. Type at SHO, yup, me, him, not me, and he will relay those questions at the end. Let's see, we were off. I got to make sure I say all the things. If you haven't been in Hyperfi in a while, oh, what's up, Skinny? You can grab a mug, you can turn into a snowman, double tap spacebar to fly, type /dance in the chat box to dance. You can grab a DeLorean and zoom around, see if you can make it up the vehicle. I see someone in a giant mug. Nothing works quite right, and whatever. Have fun. Let's see. I'm almost done. We have things. We have a YouTube channel. Click on our shit. We have a Farcaster channel. Click on that shit too. Post in there. Get tipped by people and help us beat the algorithm. And click on all our shit. Speaking of which, you want to get the Christmas cookie with rats on it that Fabiano and Patrizia have created for today. You're also getting WIP coin for just coming through and hanging out with us. So sign the guest book. It's in the Metaverse spot proper. I also dropped it in the Discord channel, in the general channel. So you want to sign that so you can get all the things. And Paradox is not here today, so we're going to need a fake Paradox to take a group shot here at the end. After we wrap the event, we're going to kick it over to show for the Afties. And that is about everything. We have a coin called WIP coin. We're giving it to you for coming through today's event. We give it to the crew for helping out. It is currently in the gutter. We've given it to everyone who's ever come through the WIP. And DYORNFA will put your entire life savings into this coin and pump the entire community's bags for us all. Not really, but sort of, but kind of, but sort of, but kind of. Anyway, you're getting some for coming through, so sign the guest book, whatever it is. NFA, DYOR. Anyway, we're going to do some money laundering, and it's not through your WIP coin, it's through MrRichi. I'm going to pass the mic over to Mrs. Richie and ask the people in world to follow me. I'm a snowman with a giant mug. And while Mrs. Richie's giving an intro of what's going on here, I'm going to lead people over to the art gallery. So here's the link to the Hyperfi parcel. I'm going to try and pass the mic right now to Mrs. Richie, and we'll get this thing rolling. Maybe, hopefully. This is the part where Mr. or Mrs. Richie unmute, and then this works like it did last time. It's like a solid awkward start to December. Anyway, maybe Matt can sing while I lead everyone over to the gallery, and we can get. Yeah, this is what happens when we take breaks. No shit. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get Mrs. Richie in here. I'm gonna lead everyone over to the art gallery. Dragonade is gonna play some Babachi music for a minute or two, and we're going to see if we can get Mr. or Mrs. Richie unmuted here. In the meantime, hop into the parcel. Put Dragonade on the spot for showing up late.
Mr. Richie, possibly try leaving the voice channel and going back in. That might help.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, heard someone.
Yes, we did it. Perfect. That was like basically perfect.
Okay, we are on, right?
Yeah, we're on. The audio sounds great.
Okay, nice introduction. After we need to confirm first that MrRichi really exists, and then the voice wasn't working, so now we are all good. So I'll start with thanks for having me. And yes, MrRichi really exists, but life is weird, and so you're stuck with me presenting Money Laundering 2 again. So I hope I'm a decent substitute for the famous MrRichi. Okay, so I see a lot of familiar faces here, and I know some of you know about the original Money Laundering, so I thought maybe I could start with that to like explain the whole lore, because there's a story behind all the flashy art. So the original Laundering was like the OG async art blueprint back in 2022. Happy times for crypto art and digital art in general. And it was like a blueprint of 270 artworks. It was generative art. And it was, I think, Richie's first collection in Web3, which became his signature. So we were talking a lot about it over the years. And he was like, I need to continue that lore. And he was always trying to find something that would be like a decent sequel, not just decent, but even better than the first one, if I may say. And it's happening now, finally. So basically, Money Laundering 2, I guess you can see it in the gallery, some of the artworks, but it's a smaller collection, actually 111 art, and they are all one-on-ones. What he wanted to do is like you listen to the talk about value all the time, about value in everything, in money, currencies, in art, and it's often a subject of discussion and debate. And he was like, what if we reinvented the whole value thing through fake metaverse money? So if you look closer at the artworks, they are all reimagining some stuff that we all know and stuff that we are affected by daily, like some famous icons or politicians, unfortunately, or like subjects and objects from pop culture. And there's like Brillo, or I don't know. I mean, I know all of them. I know all 111 and what is on them, but there's like one that is Mona Lisa with a camera instead of her face, and the stolen necklace from the Louvre. So basically, each one of them is a sort of a mimetic twist of something that's real in especially in the Web2 world. And so he just like used all of that, what's going on around us, and tried to totally reinvent it. Like every character put in some weird mimetic situation, give it mimetic death, or something like a whole new story, a whole new lore. Like what would happen to all these people and icons and symbols if you just inverted the values and created like a fake world with fake metaverse money? So what you're looking at is basically that. Like it was go full force and play with everything we know, because essentially nothing is real, right? So you can play with it however you want. I'm not sure if I can like put the link to the page, because I know he put up the page on the OpenSea. I'm trying to create a thread.
Yeah, feel
nothing is
free to drop
working.
any links here in the general channel.
Oh, in general, okay. Not very Discord savvy, so found it.
No worries, we're doing great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I do this like a few times a year when there is a drop, so be gentle with my Discord skills. I think you did it. Yeah, I did. Okay. So basically, like as you can see on the link, if you're opening it, it's like a brief description and a few pieces from the collection. There's a dynamic banner that shows more, but essentially it's a set of fictional banknotes, and they all have the same base. That is the fake metaverse $1 bill. So that's where the whole story starts. And if you look closer at the bills, they are each has like a different set of symbols, and the symbols change and reappear. Like instead of the classic symbols on the dollar bill, there's like a Bitcoin or Ethereum or broken chains, or there are French fries, hamburger, bombs, tanks, and stuff. So playing with the bill elements also is like playing with traditional value and how the money looks, and what is the value of the money. I mean, what is it used for? What you assign to money. That's why everything is changing. And the bills are also changing colors. They have different colors, like from raging pink to some muted gray and blue and green. So that also sets the tone and the story and the characters. Some are really flaming red, some are orange, some are bright green. So it also gives an additional layer of meaning, like what kind of story is on the bill. And if you look at the dynamic banner, where all the bills are changing, there's really a lot of characters from traditional art that are getting totally different interpretation. Like there's the girl with the pearl earring as a Lego figure, or there's like Trump hiding behind the son of a man, or there's like Angela Merkel and the classic painting. And there's really like he incorporated, I think this is the collection where he like made the biggest fusion of all the things that affect him and are around him in Web3 and Web2. So it's really a weird mimetic mix of things that like look just flashy and naive and cute, but they also tell like some heavy stories that exist nowadays. Looking at it, so yeah, the collection will be, it's pretty limited. Like we wanted to do something small, and they are all unique. Like there are no two same characters or two same stories on the dollar bills, and I think that's like really important for a collection like this, because one of like things that he was led by when he created it was like be your own bank, be your own currency. So if everyone made a banknote, decided had the power to make money or make a banknote, like what would you put on the banknote? Like what would it be if you could make it absolutely anything? And that's how, and that is why each one is totally different. Like be your own bank, have some individual value. Like don't just be led by the set value that exists over the years or decades and without thinking. So that's why you have everything here. Like there's a lot of crypto culture, but there's also influence from real world, like toys, religion, war, like different like dopamine addictions. The cultural theater we are all in, iconic figures. So it's not really dark. It's really a play on all the things that are good and bad and exist at the moment, because the world is getting so crazy that you can only like talk about it through mimetic stuff. I believe the best, because everything else that you say wouldn't be a very worthy description of all the things going on around us. So what I also wanted to say is that like what he did with the collection, there are 10 pieces only in the whole collection that will have the Grail trait. And the Grail trait means that whoever mints them, collects them, will also get a physical large format signed print to match the artwork. So essentially, each of the prints will also be a one-on-one, like the artworks in the collection. How am I doing? Am I doing good? Because everyone's quiet.
No, you're doing great, and we'll have show relay you some questions when everything's said and done here. You dropped the link and everything. This comes out next week, I believe. What are the drop details?
It comes on December 11th. It's a featured curated drop on OpenSea. So I believe it will be in their email newsletter also, and we'll have some promotion as well. It will be first. It will start with the whitelist. So the whitelist will be for Richi's collectors and friends, and also for the communities like VIP. And then it will go to public. So it will all, I think, start on 11, and each phase will be, I think, an hour or two. I'm not sure about those details. They haven't been said, but they will be on the page also. And I know he will talk a lot about them on Twitter. So notifications will solve it all.
Awesome. If you all heard that right, signing the guest book, and I want to say all WIPcoin holders, which should be basically everyone in here anyway, are going to be able to get on that early list. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to know? Anything else coming up? Otherwise, I can pass the mic over to Show, and he can hit you with some questions from the audience.
I think that's essentially that. I mean, like the art speaks about itself the best. So I give you like the basics and the rope and what was behind his inspiration about it all. And I know he wanted to be like really meme heavy. This one, like to add to the whole lore of fake money and fake metaverse money. And that's why it may. I know he went off crazy with this one, like really not backing off with the motives and quotes and everything. And yeah, and the quotes he used are mostly collected like from the environment. A lot of them are from Twitter. I can't call it X. I don't know why. From Twitter and from real people. So if you recognize something, yeah, that was the influence.
Awesome. Appreciate you coming in here and speaking for MrRichi very much. And I know you obviously know his work in depth and all of this. And really appreciate people who are out here still pushing out crypto art. That's dope and speaks to the culture. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Sho, and he's going to hit you with some questions.
Hey, y'all, how's my audio?
Good. I can hear it.
Hey, MrRichi, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's really great to have you here again. We got some questions here. Let me see, where is this at? We have a question from WG Meets. He would like to know about bat corns and baseball cards. He says that MrRichi scammed him out of all of them.
I don't know. I know that MrRichi made him eat snails as well as Arthur. I don't know about the baseball card. So he will have to deal about that with him one-on-one.
Okay. We have a question from Rizzle. He would like to know how much AI is used in the creation of this collection, and how has the progression of AI affected MrRichi's work?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Like, because MrRichi basically hasn't used AI a lot, but he used AI in the previous drop that he did with NFC, and that was like a full AI drop where the users generated the outcomes they liked. So here, like the AI is used for the central graphic, like based on a lot of references and everything. He found the magic formula to go about this one to get like that unified effect. So AI is the central characters you can see on the Metaverse banknotes are AI. Everything else is done in layers, like hand drawn, and the graffiti, writing, and all the other elements aren't AI. And yeah, AI has developed so well that it's like easy to incorporate it. And I know MrRichi, when he made this collection, he didn't want to go full AI. He wanted to because the first original money laundering was only hand drawn. Then the Franks were pure AI, and I know he was wondering but what would happen if you add a little bit of AI to the mix, but keep everything else like a human and done by hand.
That's awesome. We have a question from Ballistic Banana. He would like to know, how many hours of work do you think it takes to create all these?
A lot. It takes a lot because it's like the first point you go is like choose a motive, choose a story. Then you need to get like the perfect visual that you're happy with and that will fit well to the base note. I know he started with making the base note, the Metaverse banknote, and that took a couple of days to get all the details right. And then because there are 111 notes, so each one, his process is first find the idea, then do the graphic with the AI, which doesn't always come so fast. Like you need several attempts, possibly on average, to tweak all the details. And then you need to find all the elements about each story, because he uses a lot of words and quotes to support the storytelling. So there's that exploring time that you can really put in how much hours it takes. And then because MrRichi did a lot of graphic design before going into art career, and that's why he pays a lot of attention to the fonts, to the combination of fonts, to writings, to everything. So then it's like playtime with all of that. And then eventually he adds the fine details like spray paints, textures. He's also a fan of textures. If anyone knows his work, it's something like really emphasized in all of his art. So I don't know, but the collection was developed over a few months. So the exact time of hours, I really have no idea. I just know it was a lot.
Awesome, Mrs. Richie. Big thank you to coming through the whip today, and good luck with the drop coming next week, December 11th. If there's is the OpenSea link the best link for that for people to?
Yeah. The page link that I sent in the chat, that's where the drop will be. I think you just need to go to items mint or something. The link I gave is with the description. But I think you can also put notifications on there to know when the drop will start. And I can tell Richie to pass by and also drop like when he has definite hours of the drop and everything, because you all guys will be whitelisted. So if you would like to mint some, to give you all the details next week, before the drop, something like a day or two, so everyone knows like what's the definite time and everything.
Awesome. And I'm leaving the link to the guest book here for anyone who hasn't signed it in a while, but you should be good if you come through the whip before. Once again, appreciate you coming through and appreciate artists out here doing crypto art. We need it, especially at this time when it's been so weird for so long. So appreciate y'all pushing forward, and let's get a group shot in here. I believe Paradox is out today. But that doesn't mean, we still got to keep with protocol and everything. So I dropped the link for the whip spot in Hyperfy. Hop in here. We're going to need a fake Paradox after the theme song is played. And I assume we're going to take it in the art gallery here, but we can let fake Paradox dictate that. I dropped a couple of like, I don't know, I would say pretty mid-rendered Christmas decorations in here too. They could be something, maybe the two. I don't know. Anyway, we'll let fake Paradox do it. Anyway, Dragonade, if you can cue the music, and we'll figure it out.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Where the hell is Thantea? He's always wanted to be the fake Paradox. Okay, fine. This is a perfect spot. Everyone's already lined up here, so we'll just do it here. Everyone shut up and start dancing or something. Give me a second to put on some damn music as well. Photo time's over, bitches.
I would say an excellent start to December for the WIP. If y'all have been here after we've taken weeks off in the past few years, we're really bad after taking some time off. It's like no one knows what the fuck they're doing anymore, and it takes us like a couple weeks to get it together. But anyway, we got 2 more weeks left before the end of 2025. So come back next week. Come through Frankie's Tavern for the 5-year anniversary and the deep dive into Substrata, I believe, with the head dude over there. His name starts with an H. I can't remember it. Some of y'all probably know him. Anyway, we're gonna get the alpha on that, and we're gonna blow it out on the 18th. Holiday celebrations. So send me your GLBs. And if you want build rights to the WIP parcel to build some dumb shit, if you want to give some stuff away to our audience, if you want to sponsor us or give us all really expensive Christmas gifts, that would be dope too. So hit me up, hit Matt up. My rogue counter is better than Matt's because I don't know, he missed some WIP or like a few weeks ago or something like that. So anyway, but we're good for it. So come hang out the next couple of weeks, and we'll be back 2026 with some more good shit. So big shout out to MrRichi for holding it down for MrRichi, who I can confirm is a real person. If I remember correctly, he's got a really nice mustache. I met him in Lisbon. With that, we're going to kick it over to the show. We have a song, and then we're going to kick it over to the show for the afties. And then I believe we've completed the protocol and everything, but I have to throw the mic over to Matt because once again, we're just getting back into the swing of things here. Matt, help.
Classic post-break WIP. All the speed bumps were hit at full speed. Somehow we managed. And now it's time for the afties with show.
Wait, is this thing on?
Yeah! It's time for the afties!
Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go! Hey, what's up, y'all? How's my audio? Am I 2x2 or 5x5?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Hey, so I kind of want to take a more serious tone. I know that normally I get, I kind of start things off where it kind of sounds like I'm being serious, and then I get real funny and manic. And if you've been to the afties, you've experienced it. But I kind of want to share some insight for those of you all that may be having some issues over the holiday season, especially now. We know that people deal with depression. They have issues in many other places. I would say the biggest thing though, what I hate most about this season is how it's like with the whole holidays, there's this big thing that's centered around money. And I always felt like crypto was like the antithesis, or it was like the balm. It was the Band-Aid. It was the answer to a lot of that bullshit that insulates you. So I'm pretty sure you all kind of noticed that with Bitcoin suddenly dipping, now even the normies who say that Bitcoin is crypto, but crypto isn't crypto or money, they try to separate it like it's two different things. Like even those people are now starting to feel pain, which is what we've all felt, over long periods of time when it comes to crypto. By the way, I'm sharing my screen. I'm at the top of the voice channel. So please click on me so you can just kind of see what I'm talking about. But so many people are kind of fighting silent battles. And I kind of want to give some insight into what's kind of been happening with myself. In October, I think, so two things have been happening. I want to talk about basically in the United States specifically, there's a really big issue centered around employment, centered around finding alternate revenue streams. And while the head of the country may say one thing, other things have been happening. And you know me, I'm always highlighting which government official is very terrible at their job. And I call it like I see it because it starts with them and then it trickles down into bigger companies that are supposed to keep the ball rolling, keep the money flowing. But if the money doesn't flow, then many people stop seeing it. Even us who are in crypto, who hold like tokens that are supposed to be of value or something, right? Which is why Bitcoin is tanking, because there's no money flowing right now. So everything is down, not just to say, oh, everything is down. Even if you see green candles, it's a lie. The truth is that, actually, wait. I just want to talk about employment in Web3 and outside of Web3. Many Web2 companies have stopped paying people, and they have fired many people. They've laid off people. This is largely due to what happened with tariffs, which scared a lot of people, in addition to the Fed cutting rates way too late while there was still quantitative tightening. Quantitative tightening basically means that they're penny pinching and they're not spreading the money. They're not printing money and they're not keeping the money flowing. So the economy is stagnant. When that happens, many people who have money hold on to it and they're holding on for a rainy day. But the wrong people are holding on for a rainy day, and it's not flowing into people who will keep the economy going. I hope that makes sense. And I hope my microphone didn't cut out there either. So many people have been losing their jobs. So when certain opportunities pop up, people have been grabbing onto things. I want to talk about two different things that happened to me personally that kind of shocked me. And this happened within Web3. So around October, here's the first thing. And by the way, this website is this is a job board called Web3 Career. Now, this didn't happen on this. This situation didn't happen on this. I'll tell you what happened to me. So the first thing that happened was one day I was just on Twitter, just scrolling randomly, and someone liked a post of mine, a very recent post. And normally this happens, I get a lot of spammers, a lot of weirdos that are like, I don't know, they tag me in things, and it's like, I don't know why they want attention. I'm not giving it to them. I don't give a fuck about them, right? But the thing was, this person who liked my post, the name looked very familiar. So I was like, oh, okay, like, and then, normally even if I see familiar names, I don't jump. Like I'm too jaded in this space. But something about the name, I was like, okay, let me see who this is again. And I looked, and on their account were a bunch of really high quality, or what appeared to be high quality podcasts, video content clips, and a lot of things. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool, And then they kept posting, like they had a lot of things. I was like, oh, okay. So I just started doing some digging, and I clicked to the podcast's main account, and it was very generic. And that was already, like my red flags pop off like super fast. But it was very generic, but I just thought that it was just like poor strategy. So immediately I'm like, okay, maybe they could use some help. Maybe the content seems kind of cool. Maybe they need some help. Maybe I should reach out and see if they need something, right? So instead of reaching out, I saw that they had an open availability for some work. and the title of the role is way below what the fuck I'm capable of. But at the same time, they need the help with the thing. So I use that as a vehicle in order to actually say what I really want to say and move and shake and shit if we have a one-on-one conversation. So there was a red flag in. So wait, so on X they have jobs. So you see that they have like a little job feature section, and companies can post like, oh, available work job application. So you could click on it and like it's stylized or whatever. So I click on it and it sends me to a PDF that's poorly formatted. And that was a red flag, but I was like, okay, whatever, you really need help, right? And normally I would check out here. Normally at this point, I would check the fuck out. And I stuck to it. Now, mind you, this isn't right now. It may sound like I'm doing my thing where I rev you up into like having some fun little punch, like a little comedic like punch, like a setup punch kind of thing. This isn't this. This really happened, and this is really embarrassing. So, I emailed them. I found the email on the PDF, and I emailed them anyway. And I said, and I just gave a little spiel, but really I just wanted a one-on-one, just take advantage of an opportunity because it looked legit. This wasn't on that website, HF. I'm just using this as an example because I'm talking about jobs within crypto and also outside. All right, overall. No, not that company. So anyway, so now they reach out, they say, hey, yeah, we like what you shared. Let's set up a time for a call. And they share a Calendly link. Now, normally I don't click on links, but it looked legit. So I click on the link and the link was legit. And I set up a time for a call and I was like, okay, but something in the back of my mind was like bugging me. So then the next day, I started looking at their things again. I was exploring, and they had a really, really well done website, like really well done. It wasn't a one pager. There were multiple pages, like everything, iconography, everything. Like, and trust me, like I'm looking for that shit. And then I'm like, okay. And even the clips, there were a lot of clips. It wasn't AI clips. These were real clips too. And it was a lot of clips. And the Twitter account had a lot of followers, but I know you can spoof that. And that's where something caught my eye. On each post, there was another account that was associated with their team that would always comment with a GIF or a meme. And then below it would be a lot of positive like responses from all kinds of fucking accounts. So I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to inflate the numbers, So like your social media manager is trying to inflate the numbers. And then they're signing off by using a meme, I guess, to signal whoever else is on their team that they've done the job. Right, which is kind of like, all right, that's a little stupid, heavy-handed. That's what Slack or whatever the fuck is for. But I get it though, still. And then it was a lot of these accounts, and some of them look fake, some look real. And then as I kept scrolling, I stumbled upon an account that seemed to be recovered by the person's account who was originally stolen, that was used in order to comment. Many of these accounts were stolen Twitter accounts from this one social media manager in order to inflate numbers. Now, I get the strategy. I get it. This is gray area shit, right? You got to do what you got to do in order to win. I understand. But so I clicked on this person's account, and then they had tweets with screenshots showing pictures of whoever was supposed to be running this social media account that was inflating the numbers of this podcast, who was also a part of this team. Just stay with me, all right? Basically, this podcast and team, they had a social media manager that's part of the team who bought a bunch of bot accounts in order to inflate numbers, all right? Just to give you a little summary. So then I look at it, and this person who recovered their account that was stolen by these people basically called them out on it, saying that this is real shady. This is weird. I don't know what's going on, but like these are pieces of shit. And are these the type of people that you want representing what you're doing? So now my red flag goes up, and I start looking at the email that they sent me, and like the font was weird, as if copy and pasted, unformatted and formatted, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, right? And then I started doing some Google foo, so some Bing foo, right? It's basically searching on Google and Bing and everything else. No one uses Bing anymore. I was using DuckDuckGo. So then I was doing some searches, and I realized that the 3 members of this podcast were also part of the team that were being cosplayed by the social media manager, I guess, who I don't know what the fuck, but I'm gonna get to that. These are like 3 like really famous people in crypto or well known, and I was like, but I don't recognize their faces, and which also made me feel like shit, because I'm like, I've been here this whole time and I didn't really know them, but kind of familiar, but not really though. And then come to find out, they had a whole entire podcast, in addition to them being heads of this venture capital firm, head of this, the founder of this, who's associated with people that all of us in a voice channel know. And I'm like, I've never, like, this made me feel like bad on 2 levels, more like, and then it made me realize, like, yeah, man, I mean, I dropped the ball when it came to maintaining my network in Web3, you know. But I got over it. That's just the ego thing, you know, and a reality check, because I would have known that these people were big, well-known, whatever the fucks, you know, who I should know, who we should be mutually know each other, but we don't, right? So anyway, long story short, they had the website for the podcast, and it looked exactly like the scammer website. So the scammer copied. They went through the trouble of copying the entire website, every page, and like that. Then on top of it, they created a dummy Twitter account and made clips of their podcast clips. They even went so far as to copy their RSS feed, where the podcasts are posted to, on Spotify, on fucking Apple. They went through all of this trouble to make me think like were they auditioning for a job, or like were they actually hired by these people to do this in order to inflate numbers for them to, but it doesn't track back to it. I was like, why would a scammer go through all of this trouble? And then, like, I had to triple check the links that were sent, well, the Calendly link that was sent to me in the email. And I was like, but it's a real fucking link. It wasn't, like, I always double check. It wasn't like a malicious link. And like, you would go through the trouble of cosplaying this whole thing? Like, this is like really, but like, okay. So then what happened was I immediately unfollowed all of it on Twitter. I unfollowed the people who followed me, all this other shit. And then this next thing was like something I haven't experienced. Like, oh my God. Like, this is something that really was like, oh man, what the fuck? So I do that one day, and then overnight, well, actually, I like overnight, like, I would say like the next day, going into the next day, I get an email overnight, and it's from the person who had been emailing me, and they say my name wrong. Which, if you do any other job thing or whatever, just know, like, a person should get your name right regardless of how the fuck it's spelled, or whatever, like that. Anyway, but and then they say something like, "Oh, we noticed that you unfollowed us. Is something wrong?" Like who cares about someone unfollowing or following you on a social channel or a social account? right? Even if you're in their pipeline of something. So that's already a weird red flag. Why would you notice something like that? And then it gets worse. So then immediately after that, they sent a follow-up email, and it's them cursing me out. Now, I didn't do anything. I didn't respond to them, nothing. I didn't say nothing to them. It's them cursing me out. They use a lot of words. And many of you have met me. You know my ethnicity. They used a very derogatory term, and not in a nice, cool, friend way. You get my drift, right? We're like, oh yeah. They use the like the most prominent derogatory word in the United States of America, right? And mind you, I don't get triggered. I just go, oh, someone's very upset that I ignored them, right? Right. So it's kind of like yeah. So I was just like, holy shit, man. That was really unnecessarily sophisticated. But it doesn't stop there. So that was one thing. And I was like, all right. Now I know about the Zoom scammer things, right? Where you have a scam interview, and what they do is they'll ask you to like inspect your browser, and then they ask for like a key or something like that. And then it gives them access to your account. I know about that shit. I don't know if this was the case, but it didn't get that far. But the first thing I thought was like, man, this person has no life. You have zero time in your hands. Because if you did all that, imagine how much, like, you're scamming to get like pennies. You could have done this shit unethically for a company in Web3 that'll actually pay you to inflate their numbers and get shit going. Like, you could have been really hired, right? So it's like, what kind of mindset does this person have? And then on top of it, to notice little things like, oh, I unfollow you, like, in the middle of a quote-unquote company employment process, right? And then you respond, you follow up. You're so triggered by an unfollow that you curse the person out in the email. It speaks to the person's personality, right? So this is just a word of caution. That's just whole nother thing that I want everyone in the voice channel just be mindful of. There are very strange individuals that float just in your periphery, you know, very strange. Not here, just in life. So that's just one thing. That was one example. This is very true. This really happened. I'm not sharing screenshots or anything like that for many reasons, one of which I don't want to give these people light to, or like somehow, some way you get caught up in a web, whatever the fuck is going on with this shit. So that's just that. So now here's another thing that happened, and this is very embarrassing too. So towards the end of October and for all of November, I was going through a process where there was an opportunity that popped up. And again, I'm like, man, like, you know what? Like, this would be kind of cool to like just get involved with this shit. Let me see what's going on with this, right? And I'll just call it out. So I saw there was an opportunity from VFriends, and I was like, oh man, this is kind of in line with like what I like to do, you know? Let me see if there's like a bigger role. Let me just try to get my foot in, but let me see if I can get like a bigger role once I introduce myself. And I reached out to them. They called me back like a few days right after I reached out to them at the end of October. And I had a little screener interview, talk to them. The interview went well. They immediately invited me to do an assessment. So now there's something that happens that's outside of Web3 and Web2. So in the meet space, there's this thing where companies, instead of hiring you outright, they want your ideas, your concepts, they want everything for free. They want you to take a quote unquote test. You do a test to show your acumen, your style. This is beyond your portfolio. They have your resume, they have your portfolio, but they want more. They want you to tackle a problem that they present. Now, in the past, I've done assessments 10 years ago where like within the interview process, kind of like a take-home thing, but not really, but also in the interview, they'll say, hey, about 5 minutes, like you have like 5 or 10 minutes, and like we have this we have a hypothetical problem we want you to solve. We give you 5 or 10 minutes, just think about it, come up, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just something that you think can answer this issue. The thing is hypothetical. It's not supposed to actually be an issue for the company. Keep in mind, if I'm brought into your company, I've done enough research to already start pointing things out in the screener where I'm saying, hey, you're failing here. I can do this here. You're failing this. That's always my thing. I always come in very cocksure, but not like a dick, just very confident. And I always point out things. And I always highlight my value, which is what was one of the things that kept me alive in years past in Web 2, because it's brutal. So, with these assessments, they pay you. Don't ever forget, they pay you. They will pay you to do this, right? So with this Feed Friends thing, no payment. But they shared a document, and it was to say, hey, we want you to do all these steps. And it was written by ChatGPT. So I was like, all right. I mean, nowadays, like, I'm not balking at it because, it's everywhere now and people want to streamline their process to make things move faster. So they're using AI. And I'm a big fan of AI personally. I like to write and do things like if I'm writing something, if I'm writing like pages and pages of shit, I still like to write my own thing. I don't let AI, because context gets missing. Run-on sentences, M dashes, it looks like ridiculous. I don't have AI touch any real legit paperwork or paper that I write, just straight up. Even if motherfuckers might think so, just because it's a lot, I'm like, no, I'm not you. I'm very different. So anyway, sorry for the run-on thing. So I say that because so I did the assessment. I made a pretty dope presentation portfolio thing for them. They were asking for content and this like that. I created some content. I also utilized. This is one time where I used AI. I repurposed some talking head content of mine, and I also implemented some AI to add some effects to it, which is kind of cool. Inline, editing skills, Premiere, whoop whoop, shout out to me, patting myself on the back. I thought it was cool, and also added a ton of strategy, some things like that. So anyway, so I sent it to them, and they immediately responded, said, "Oh my God, this is great! Yeah, we're gonna share it with the team. We'll contact you with next steps shortly. We'll shortly contact you with next steps." So now I'm thinking, okay, shortly. I'm like, it's vague, but at the same time, shortly. 2 weeks go by. 2 whole weeks go by, and I say, it's in the middle of November. I'm like, hey, everything okay? Everything all right? Like, I love to talk to whoever is like, the head or whatever, like, I also see that you have some other openings that can be merged into one thing that can help you out. And they respond like a day or so later. They say, yeah, I had to step away because I was dealing with a personal matter. I hope that you understand. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I understand. I understand. Right? So then, And then they say that we'll follow up with some more points of contact towards the end of the week. Towards the end of the week. And I said, okay, cool. Guess how long it took for me to like send the follow up. No, hold that soundbite. The soundbite doesn't come in at this point. There's a good time
Sorry,
for that
was
later on.
my computer complained. It wasn't intentional. Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's all good. No, you didn't do anything. But I mean, like, but that's gonna come. But wait, hey y'all, guess how long it took for me to like follow up again to be like, hey, is everything all right? I mean, if you're still listening, I don't know if people are even still fucking listening right now. But okay, I'll just say it. So another 2 weeks go by, and I send a follow up email. I'm like, hey, you know, like I don't want to insinuate that my work was terrible. You know, I don't want to assume that they assume, right? Because it could be that, you know. And I'm like, all right, then say that. Then the AI was terrible. Repurpose strategy. It seems very, you know, whatever. So, I was like, yeah. Can you just let me know, like, where do I stand in your pipeline? What's going on? Like, you know, crickets. Crickets, man. The odd thing about this is, and this is why the reason why I'm showing this job board right here. This wasn't the job board. Actually, it was on this one, but it was on a couple other ones too. So there's a weird thing where this particular company has a parent company, and this parent company posts and reposts their jobs. 1 million people apply to the parent company's openings. This one in particular, I assumed, oh, since it's in Web3, right? You know, like, hey, oh, name drop this, do this, like, oh, you know, how we move and shake here, which has been successful in the past. This one seems, I don't know if it was fake or if it was real. I just don't know because it's like ghosting overall is prominent. And so for all of you who are looking for Web3 work, I'm saying this because ghosting in the Web2 space has been more prominent as of late. Not even rejection emails, just leaving you hanging. Where in your mind you're thinking, oh, well, I think that went kind of well. And then after a while, you're like, hey, man, would be a good time to really like talk about this. You know, this could actually be beneficial for both of us. You know, this would be a really, really good time, especially going into the holidays. Be great, right? So then being left on red is very, you know, it's triggering because as a young middle-aged man, a young strapping man in New York City, you know, when you gallivant and prance and traipse through all the nightclubs and give your number and your Instagram out, and you know, sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes you get left on red. Sometimes you get ghosted, right? So to have that happen is kind of traumatizing a little bit. You're like, oh, you know, like the disrespect is odd. And it's like, oh, is this indicative of this generation? Is this a generational thing where it's okay to just say, oh, you weren't a good fit, just whatever, just go away? Or like, oh, something else. Oh, I get it. Sometimes I can't answer things. Sometimes, you know, like your life could be in shambles and you just can't answer in the moment. But this is somewhat different where you are incentivized and required to move things along, right? Even if there's hundreds of thousands of candidates or applicants. The point I'm saying is I know that many of you, or at least one person, hopefully this will help one person, because that's what I'm all about. That's what the Afties has always been about. Has been educating you through a tongue and cheek lens that'll, be stupid and make stupid choices and decisions and say stupid things in order to speak to the more intelligent frontal lobe end of your brain that's listening. You know what I'm saying? It's always been like that. So I know that at least one of you may be looking for something, and I kind of just want to give you the heads up. Like, hey, I've seen what the landscape is. This is very scary. I haven't seen or experienced this shit before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, it was pretty scary for me, and I managed to fight and scrape and claw my way through. This is very, very, a very different landscape where many people, after being laid off, there's like uber, ultra competition now. Unnecessary competition. And then on top of it, you have hiring recruiters who feel self-important. You also have companies that are giving directives that are saying, just post a job, but don't hire anyone because we're hiring internally. We just want to make it look like something. Or you have people saying, post a job, accumulate as much IP and content that they generate on, pardon me. Get everything that they create for the test and then use it to bolster our companies going into the holiday season, which is a pretty insane fucking strategy to rely on. That means that whoever's actually employed in the role can't fucking do their job. That's just my opinion. But there are a lot of things working against you, and whether you're trying to go in, or if you're in the throes, or if you've experienced it and you are pulling your hair out, I just want to let you know, for one, that you are not alone. And also, I understand. And also, it sucks. It's stupid. Web2 practices like this are very unprofessional. It's ridiculous. I don't know where to even begin. But remember, this started because of multiple people in government spaces who didn't know how to do their job. Remember, I told you about the Treasury secretaries and the Fed Reserve. I told you that these people don't know how to do their job, so they're fucking it up for other people. And it just so happens to trickle down to you, because their singular thought is to put money into the hands of big companies who are supposed to spread this out. They have to spend a certain amount in order to stay afloat while holding on to a certain amount. That spended amount is supposed to go into companies at a lower tier who are supposed to do the same, because there's a stupid thing called trickle-down economics that doesn't work. And it does things like forces inept companies to underspend or overspend, fire a bunch of people, create an unnecessary job market where you have self-employed HR reps, or even people who are posing as HR reps. In this particular situation, it wasn't the HR rep who was doing the hiring, which is a whole nother sad thing. But I don't know. I want to shed this light for all of you. You know, many of us have benefited from crypto. I made mistakes in the space. Admittedly so. I made some serious mistakes. I have personally been lulled to sleep in crypto. And I drank the Kool-Aid, and I thought that we would be further along and further up. You know, the past couple of years have seen kind of odd, you know, and I'm kicking myself. And I feel like a fool. So I'm providing this information so for anyone else who's felt that way, anyone else who's having some resistance, hopefully this will assist you. Hopefully this insight will make you sharper and stronger. using AI programs to tailor your. Oh, here's another Gen Z, Gen Alpha thing, right? Get this. Using one resume doesn't work. You have to tailor your resume each time you apply. This is brand new insight. So basically what this means is the companies are overwhelmed by so many applicants, right? That's their own cause, by the way. So many applicants are applying. So then they have something called ATS, which is an automated tracking system, which ultimately is an AI program that scans your resume. Now we knew about ATS before. It's just like some new hyper shit now. It's even more fucking insane. Scans your resume for alignment with the job description, keywords, statements, things like that, and it looks for errors. And it rejects you. It auto rejects you. And now they say, oh no, they're not just auto rejecting. Like, no, they're scanning your shit. So you have to tailor it in order to match their job description, and then get through 6 rounds of interviews. 6 rounds of interviews. Maybe, who knows? Remember the days in Web3 where it would take a conversation, a referral or not, someone took a chance on you because they liked something you did, like prominent roles, good pay. Remember those days? Remember those days in Web 2? There was a time in Web 2 where it was a candidate's market, where you apply and companies are salivating. Now they're saying, "Oh, you're just sitting and just you're taking up space." Oh, there's a lot of complaining from companies. Companies spend more time complaining than actually doing what they need to do in order to stay in profitability. You notice that too? You notice that? They getting rid of people who will actually generate money for them. They're saying, oh, they're a problem. They're not a good cultural fit anymore. But they were at one point. You know why they aren't a cultural fit anymore? Because of you. You established a toxic environment. You did all these things. There's a lot of things that happen. So now we have a quote unquote job market flooded with people. Fam, I wanted to show this video of Larry Fink and Brian Armstrong. I guess I'll play it, but really, I just wanted to explain that. Just because, like, I know at least one of you is going through it, and for some reason, I feel like crypto failed all of us in a way that I can't even explain. Like it kind of. I'll admit and say that I kind of feel like a little pang in my chest, and I really do kick myself. You know, I was one of the champions of this shit, but then when I see Vitalik Buterin say the other day, oh, maybe people should start building on L1 again, then I feel like an idiot. After all this time of this man just writing these things about sharding and L2 in order to limit fees, and then went on to say that build on L1, gas is cheap now. Gas is cheap now because no one wants to use Ethereum. We all know this. If people wanted to use Ethereum, guess what? Gas fees will go up because you still haven't solved the issue. That's what L2s are for. All these random quote unquote upgrades, I feel like a fucking idiot. And maybe people like Iggy Azalea saying that, Ethereum is just owned by a Russian oligarch. Vitalik Buterin is a Russian oligarch, and he's just scamming people. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe there is something to that. Whereas before I would have said hell no, because I know that he's not a fucking Russian oligarch. But at the same time, who knows what the fuck he does behind the scenes now? Things don't look right. Things don't look right now. Things don't look correct when the prices never broke 5K. It doesn't look right. So fam, I mean, I really said this for everyone's mental health. You know, I know we're all in different positions, different states. I was very comfortable at one point, and now I'm not. And I had to have a little heart to heart with myself. And it's like, oh man. I'm just like, but I know that many of you have been going through this for a very, very long period of time. You've been resilient. You've been forward moving and things like that and shit. And I respect you. I champion you. I love you all, you know, and I want you to succeed and survive and thrive and persevere too. So for anyone else who's going through a very tough period of time, just know you're not alone, you know, and I love you all. I'll play this little clip real quick. This is the biggest banker on the planet, Larry Fink, talking to basically one of the few companies that was in the green in Web3 and Web2 in 2025. You know what I'm saying? So let's just see what the fuck they have to say.
Called crypto an index for money laundering. BlackRock
and thieves.
And thieves.
Yes.
Money laundering and thieves.
Right.
You now have the biggest Bitcoin ETF. So what happened here?
I have very strong views, but that doesn't mean I'm not wrong. By having strong views, you have to test yourself and ask yourself. And you know, in my role, I see thousands of clients a year. I have governmental leaders, and we have these conversations. And my thought process always evolves. And this is a very glaring public example of a big shift in my opinion.
Called crypto an index.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Crazy. I don't know what to say. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to this edition of the After. Shout out to the entire leadership team. The leadership team being the WIP crew, who I love. I love each and every single one of you. And WIP fam, I love you as well. Keep your head up. Put one foot in front of the other. Try not to do what I did. Yeah, I sometimes you go into things with other intentions and you wind up getting something that's very embarrassing and weird and odd that makes you say, hey, wait a minute, what? I'm better than this, you know? So hopefully that was insightful. Hopefully that's helpful. Much love, and I'll see you later. Thanks.
Two, three, four. Mashed potatoes, I want chicken, cheese. Yes, oh cheese, oh cheese, oh cheese, oh. This is awesome, 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 Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Pizza's good too. I like where this is going, yeah. Fuck yes, cheese. Kill the audio bombs with fire.
fire, with fire. Death to audio problems. Lactose intolerant people, I am so sorry. Give me that cheddar. Give me that cheddar. I got carried away. We all love a good meme explorer song. Cheddar, cheddar, blue cheese. Better Way says cheese emoji. Rendon has cheese. Meme explorers with extra cheese. Death to audio. Death to audio problems. Death to audio. Audio problems, cheddar, cheddar, won't go out for days. Cheese is like fire, yes, oh, death to audio, audio problems, death to audio problems, death to audio, a gift of cheddar cheese. Audio problems don't deserve to live. Two emoji with the tongue sticking out. Emmentaler and Gruyere. That almost rhymes. Cheddar is money given now. Spend some of your cheddar on that, please. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Oh, Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Oh, lots of gifts of cheesy things, all up in the Discord of meme explorers. Oh, lots of gifts of cheesy things. Captain heart eyes, clap, clap, clap. Cheese steak, cookies, hi, cheese is the best. Gifts of cats with cheese on their faces, death, death, death. The only thing we love more than cheese is gifts. The only thing is fondue. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio milk. Cheese is live. Audio problems. Cheese is live. Oh, yeah. Yay. The little kitten says LOL, and Elmo's on fire, and Ernie's got condoms on his ears, so fire, so fire. Death to audio, death to audio, LMAO. Give me cheese, oh give me death to audio, death to audio. Vibe check, vibe check. Death to high ping. I want some lemonade. Make cheese great again. Condoms on the ears. That's what it looked like to me. Oh, death to audio problems, to audio, death to audio problems, to audio. I'm vibing, make cheese lemonade. When life gives you rotten cheese, you make cheese lemonade. So much cheese and some sriracha, some cheese and some sriracha. Me vibing big time when Rizzle coins. You make nachos, you make nachos. Love the song so dope. Stuff that cheese in your face. Stuff that cheese in your face with jalapeno. Yeah, that's it. Oh my lord. Whew. I have to turn on the fan.